With the latest new Q&A out, as you guys know, we've done already a full Q&A video, and we even have done my own personal thoughts, obviously, on the Q&A. But we haven't stopped there, and we're actually going to keep going a little bit deeper and actually talk to you guys. Yes, I've been branching out, asking you guys in different Discords as well as in game, and you've all been responding, right, on what you feel about the new war pet system. So we're going to go down, we're going to listen to all of your guys' feedback, we're going to just break it all down and just give it all. So again, at least maybe the community managers and the development team can maybe work together and try maybe hopefully create a really good war pet actual mechanic that everyone can actually enjoy, as well as maybe spend and invest into the future. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy, on Call of Dragons, and an official Call of Dragons content creator. And today is a special video because you guys are taking the spotlight. Yes, you guys have probably watched my Q&A video on what the developers are bringing in November time for patch 1.02, and I've also done a video specifically on war pets where you guys actually loved that video and obviously put your comments, and on top of it work together to make this video possible. What am I talking about? Basically, in today's video, we're going to be discussing all about the war pet skills again, but from your point of view. I have been asking the free-to-play players, the spenders, all of the players that play this game in different Discords, as well as my own Discord, to get people to hopefully jump on stage and give their voice opinion, which they do. You're going to see a variety of basically the same problem, the same issues being countlessly brought up, as well as some solutions to the actual problem, which is really cool to see as well. But what we're talking about is the skills. So currently in the game, if you really wanted to learn a pet, for example, like the Sapphire Drake, and you're trying to teach it new skills, it's gonna cost you massively, because I'm gonna try and learn a skill and it will always land on one of these ones that I don't want it to go on. So obviously trying to get it on these two empty slots is very, very hard when I'm trying to make a really good pet, and I can only imagine this is true for the 2 and 3 star skills, which cost you so much to get in for your pet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go forward, and what we're going to do is just have nice clip by clip where you're going to watch basically the Discord chat, or you're going to listen to someone give their opinion on the game, or again a different screenshot showcasing how brutal some of this has been. But I'm going to start off with a spender. Yes, we're going to start off with one of the spenders, because a lot of players might be thinking, and if I had in even my Discord chat someone trying to say that this doesn't affect spenders and spenders don't really care, well, guess what? We have already 2 big spenders, one of them spending over 20,000 already in season 1 in the game, plus another massive spender in the game showcasing their current struggles with the new system. And the first one we're going to go over is Drow. Drow is a very cool guy. He's going to showcase you guys a load of different screenshots, and I'm going to showcase obviously what he was trying to do. So let's go over and show that footage. So as you guys know, in the game, if you want to learn a skill on one of your war pets currently, it's all based on RNG. So what it will do is it will try and pick your pet, and basically it'll assign it to one of the slots. So you can see here we've got a sand lizard, 8 slots, we've got loads of slots, right? And we've got 3 empty slots to go on, right? And basically, when you're trying to roll, you're trying to get it into these empty slots, right? And this is the problem with the game, because at the moment when you are rolling, you're constantly hitting anything else but the empty slots. It always seems to be landing on something you don't want to take. And I can showcase this in a really sad actual showcase of a bunch of transaction records. So here we've got a really big spender called Drow, and you can see he's spending a load. So this is a load of different screenshots you can look at the timestamps here and you can see the time increasing, right? So you can see how many is buying in order to hit this, right? So if we go up and we can start going down, look, boom, 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 another set. It's just, there's just so many different ones that he's bought. 1023, 1019, 1015, 1011, 1007, 1003, 10 o'clock, 956, 953, 949, 945, 41. Like you can see here, this is insane. This is nearly 5 every time. So he's opened nearly 50 plus hit weaknesses at 1 star to try and get that lucky slot. And he's still not hit, by the way. So I don't even want to know how much it is. And you can see, look, even as a spender here, the way he even explains it to himself, he's asking for a refund because this is purely gambling right now. And it is. And the thing is, the way the system works, it doesn't even show you the percentage. You don't even know the percentage odds of rolling this skill into one of these slots, which is kind of crazy. So hopefully in the new patch they might add this in, but there's so much more. And the thing is, this is only just a small glimpse of what is happening right now. There's probably loads of players, even smaller spenders and bigger spenders, doing the exact same right now, and everyone is on board. And if you don't believe me, I've got so much to show you. So let's go into another Discord. We're going to jump in and I'm going to show you loads of different feedback already given from different people in their Discord servers. So you can imagine now, as a player in Drow's position, you can feel how much this is actually costing players. And it's actually crazy. And you can imagine as a low spender or even a free-to-play player, and you're looking at some of this as what? These spenders are getting absolutely screwed over? Yes, they are. And it's not like one of those, this is only one case scenario and Drow's the only case. We've got more to show. But the next thing we're going to talk about is actually opinions. So you're going to see some Discord opinions right here coming up shortly. And these are from a different Discord server. From mine, we're in a Zoo of Dragons Discord server. We do try and hide a lot of the format and the players online, again, just for security purposes. But if you want to join that Discord, they are a community-based Discord. And I believe they're covering servers of between 130 going up, I want to say. So it's a really cool little community there for you guys to check out. So this is their opinions on this skill system. So here we are, we're in one Discord right now. Obviously I want to keep it disclosed because I don't want obviously loads of spam coming in, but some of these players will recognize themselves in the video, which is really cool. But when you're in here, you can see we're asking about potentially, hopefully giving feedback, and you guys, you know, giving feedback, and maybe the devs will listen, you know, to the community and to the players basically that are always playing this game and trying to make it so your voices are heard, so your opinion can be heard, right? So this is what we were talking about, the question, this is what's being put in, and this is the answer, so everyone can see clearly that they're keeping the RNG involved with the Warpet skill slot system, and then obviously this will be implemented in 1.02 where you're going to get a better informational way of reading it. We'll soon see, but we can see some of these comments already. One already from AAQ here saying it's stupid, makes it into a real slot machine. Even if you're both someone dedicated and a whale, the numbers are absurdly low. If you have a pet with 8 slots and you have the 7 cards you need, you have a 2 multiplied by 10, I think, to the power of 5%, basically. I don't know what this percentage is, but times that percent by 0.00002% chance, which is absurdly low, of the skill to go into the empty slots, which obviously is absurdly low. And that's not even taking into account the fact that the skills are obviously biased towards going into already taken slots. So you have primarily working of your loading of your pets with useless skills before. So it's like, it's really crazy how it works, right? And here it says tell, we've got Kaito with a few little topics in here, but it says, tell randomly, you know, like as it says in the thing, to my 50-ish plus skills that I went into the dumpster because I tried to change an existing skill already. So far, one skill went into an empty slot, rest has failed. And you saw this from that Drow imagery which you saw earlier, right? And this is just some of them, right? Again, and I like Necro here. Necro actually bringing a different viewpoint, which people actually do kind of agree with if the system was fixed, right? So he goes, in my opinion, might be unpopular, but I don't think the system is intended to be bad. And I don't think we all agree. We don't agree that the system is there intentionally to be bad, right? It's a new system in the game. But we're trying to think of ways together to improve it. So what is a bad is low percentage on adding new skills and the lack of transparency regarding the percentage as a whole. And this is what I've been saying constantly too. It would work better if they kept the RNG element, he says, if it is not that bad for the game, and Wales would have to option to spam the level 2-3 skills each season to their pets, which you can see with the restrictions in. But a percentage on adding new skills should be revamped, so at least a 50-50% shown each time you add a new skill. It should be progressively harder to add new ones, like the first skill is 70%, the second skill is 65%, and the third is 60%, and so on, which is a really clever idea, and it makes sense, and it still rolls within the RNG element, as you guys can see. So if you've got a skill, and this is the way he's basically explaining it, you have one slot with your talent, and then you might have your next 8 slots, and you've got a 90% chance it should land straight away in that first slot, which is good, and then it might be a 10% slot, it hits a skill, which is technically the one you've already got in there. But each time you get a new skill added, basically the percentages is lowered. So obviously when you've got 4, you can have maybe a 50-50 roll, and then when you hit the 5th one, then you're going into more of like a 40% roll or less, and then a 20% less, and then, you know, it keeps going and decreasing. So it's a very good way of actually addressing the problem while maintaining the mechanic, right? So I love the fact that here is a really good situation on why I'm saying I love to hear your opinions on this, because everyone's got different opinions and different views of it. And obviously for a lot of players, they'd rather have this skill select system like myself, but I can even appreciate this really good point here on here. And I even said, like, I think a lot of people will agree. This is what I have put here. Multiple, but I think what I personally said is more people would agree with this philosophy if as well you could capture more than 5 pets. Maybe if it was 10, 15 pets, it'd be a really good, because you've got the RNG element still, but you're not, you know, such funneled into the amount of pets you can capture. Because you got to imagine, this game is only 1 year old. It's going to go into 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years plus old as a game. And the amount of war pets that could be potentially in the game is going to be crazy, especially if you only can capture 5 a day, right? So another one is, well, which we saw, which is kind of funny, which Necro also adds, is also just increase the rarity chance level 2. So I think someone on a general Discord said it's 2% to capture a legendary. And I'm not sure this is correct, because so far even he's only caught 1 legendary out of the one. I've not even caught a legendary. We know some people have, so it's really low odds that you're able to do this. Even I'm saying I've caught, like, before the resets 150, and then prior with the warrants where they were, I know like 300 pets, and they still haven't caught 1 legendary pet in here, right? But we're going to move down, just showcase some more little points in this one Discord, and then I'm going to go to another Discord, and then we're going to go to footage of you guys actually talking on what you guys are voicing as your opinion. So going to the last little bit on this area here, what we're in on this Discord channel, we've got 2 nice points again on this point. And obviously I've only asked about the Q&A, and Grey Wolf Clan already put in the particular system that ruins for most things is this new RNG system. And he goes, and the Q&A is very dismissing about that. And in brackets, it's going to stay this way, so accept it. Basically, this is how the community or this person actually feels. He feels like the Q&A hasn't really said anything about the change. All I've said is this is going to stay, you need to accept it, it doesn't matter what you think, and then leaving everything up to chance. And you can see this is already one person, and they've already put, look, the way it is now, I would never endeavor to put more than one good skill on a pet. So this is the whole opposite of the system. The whole system wants you to get skills and get better skills and put them on your pet and work on them. But in the current state, no one wants to do it. And I like what Jackie says here about, again, what Necro said earlier in this Discord server. They agree with Necro saying the regard of the lack of transparency. They really need to post the percentages so players are informed about their decision making and don't feel robbed of their money when they are spent, and find out about the system flaw. This is the only system I've seen in the game where you can literally get nothing for spending your money, which is true, because I could spend money on a skill and it not land on the right pet, and it's just going to keep doing that, and I could spend 50, 60, 100, 200 pound potentially on that skill just to try and get one skill in the right slot, which is crazy. It's absolute crazy, especially for a mechanic that's a very small side hustle compared to the main game, especially. So let's go into another Discord. We're going to go and check out the main, another Discord, see what some people have put, as well as the voice chat. Don't worry, the voice chat is coming up at the end of the video, so don't worry, it's coming up very soon. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. It's a little bit different, completely different to how I normally make my videos too, as well, with just, you know, being a lot more free and just transparent, right, and being honest and trying to create a discussion where us, the community, can talk with the devs and hopefully the devs can communicate back, right? So let's go on to the next Discord, and you can imagine now how we all feel, right? This is, as you see, the Zoo Dragon's opinion all said, and so far you can imagine Drow and those guys are all aligning to the same point. And we're going to keep going. We're going to now showcase actually back-to-back clips of KrisnathG, who's got one of their opinions in the chat, as well as you can imagine, the 20k whale. Yes, the guy who spent so much money in the game already came in chat and voiced his opinion, and we have that to follow. So another person that joined the audience but obviously didn't feel comfortable enough to jump into the speaker zone, which is fair enough. We don't force anyone to do that, but they did put their opinion in, as you can see, the COD Pod chat for us. So what they put is, you know, I put what they should do is treat each slot as a separate slot, and I think that is what it does now. So this is what, like, they think is going on. So skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, and then you got empty, empty, empty. Let's say this was your war pet, for an example. The game recognizes only 4 slots, with the three which already have skills, and then that 4th one, which is basically empty, but it's grouped with all of the others. So basically what they're saying is, the way the game is trying to maybe apply these skills to your war pet is it sees you've got these 3 skills and it sees you've got this empty slot, but it doesn't recognize you've got 2 more empty slots, because in reality this should be a 50-50 chance, right? You should have 50% chance of hitting either skill 1, 2, or 3, or you should have that 50% chance of hitting the empty, empty, empty. But clearly this isn't happening. So maybe Krisnath is onto something and the coding might be just having an error, and it's only reading 1 empty slot as the entirety of that. So you got to think, when it reads it like that, it's technically right, you know, it's technically right. You've got a 75% chance of hitting the skills which you don't want to hit, and then a 25% chance of hitting that. So it makes sense of what they're saying. So what they're actually saying is they need to change this, right? Make the probability of the skill falling into a 1 in 6 and not in a 1 of 4. So I really actually like that. It's a really clever way of potentially breaking down the skill order of how this mechanic is working, right, on the Warpet skill system. Right, here we go. We've got Melodias. Some people will definitely know this name if you're a part of my channel. The big guy himself from 203, supporting the channel, doing the awakening of Lilia. But the big guy himself has his own voice. He's got his own opinion on, obviously, the Warpet system. So, Melodias, how do you feel about it?
Good morning, MrSneakyy. I
Morning.
feel gypped, honestly. So I maxed the double bundles, like I'm sure a bunch of other whales did, and I want to say that the actual value that I got from that is probably less than half. Actually, I could calculate it, but due to that RNG system of how each thing is uh, the randomization, you just lose so much. They need to be able to create some kind of system where you can select preferable skills to be replaced, and that it can be to a point to where that's still not guaranteed. So it's still kind of like gambling. I understand that the developers still have to make money, but the satisfaction of buying these packs, I will say from one whale, I will never buy them again until they fix that broken randomization. I will not waste money, and this is coming from somebody that spent $20,000
Yeah.
on Call of Duty. But that's a pretty big deal if you have people like me saying I'm just never going to buy this pack again because it's robbery.
Yeah, and this is the one thing I keep trying to I bring up. You can see even in like my general chat when I was talking about it. It's just like you've got players on every fence now. It's not like this is an issue where only the free to play players are complaining or only the whales are complaining. This is literally where you've got all of the community, all the free to play players, the low spenders, the whales, the krakens, they're all looking at each other and agreeing like this is not right, right? So it's crazy to see this actual like movement of like just people and all the opinions on the matter. I agree with what you're saying though. They do need to make money. Everyone understands a game development needs to make money, but they need to find some sort of middle ground, like you suggested. Like maybe there was some sort of preferable system where you could maybe select, if you are gonna hit learn, maybe skill slot, maybe 2 and 4 has bad skills on that you want to replace, and it might choose though one of 2 or 4. You don't know which one because it's a 50-50 roll, but at least you get some sort of I would say direction of where you're actually investing your money into, right? Because that's the big thing. Because people like yourself, like say you spent over 20k, dude, and it's like for someone to spend so much money in the game, it's one of them things where they love the game, they clearly like the game to succeed, but at the same time, their investment needs to be warranted, right? Like your investment needs to make sense, and I've seen a lot of people say the same as you, where they've put maybe 50, 100, 200 pounds worth of money into a skill and got nothing out. And that should not be happening. Like, you should not be getting nothing out for the amount of investment you're getting in. So I definitely agree with you there, Meliodas. Have you got anything else you want to say, dude?
I mean, you hit it on the mark. That's exactly it. What I want as a whale is just a positive return on my investment. If you can't deliver that, then you're going to lose my business, and that's just good business practice.
Yep, that's definitely it, dude. Thank you for honestly your thoughts and your opinion, dude. Always cherished, and as you know, here in the Sneaky Army, we always love you, as you know. So always welcome on here, dude. And we're not over. You keep thinking, Sneaky, there's no way there's more and more people. But guess what? There is, because there's so many of you guys who have made this video honestly possible. I want to thank you all who have been able to join the video, being able to help out throughout the video and make this possible. And this is basically just a community outcry, right? We know we technically don't have the power to change the development of the game. We don't have obviously the switch to do it. However, there's always hope that if we bring enough attention and information to the devs of the game and they watch the video and take this on board, they're going to be able to actually take more informed decisions and hopefully make the water pet system a lot more friendlier and actually better for most players to actually partake in and play with the game. And here it is. This is the final area. This is going to be the final time. The final cut of the video. Yes, we've gone through, as you can imagine, so many different Discords. As you can see, we've seen different people's opinions. We've heard different people's even solutions to the problem of the Warpet skill system. We've even gone into a deep dive into even hearing people's thoughts from free to play going all the way to the spender role, right? So we've got everyone here. And we're just going to finish up. And this is just basically asking the one and onlys, Server 33, what do you guys think about it? You know, can I get your opinions on this? And it's straight away. One was, I'm already disappointed. TLDR, and which means, you know, today they learn a really shortened way of telling you something. They just want your money. Untouched says a slight exhale through the nose, which is just basically one of them where you're just like, and it's just disappointment after disappointment. And I think that is the running theme. So if you've taken anything from today's video, what it basically is the whole community all agreeing together that they're disappointed in the Warpet system currently. They want the Warpet system improved. And even more important, they just want the devs to show more and more transparency in the actual system, because that has been one of the biggest issues for players, and that is one of the biggest issues why another big spenders won't spend, because they have no positive return in their investment to when it comes to the Warpet area. So thank you for watching, thank you for the support, smash a like, comment and subscribe. This is a definitely different style of video that we've done compared to normal. We don't really do this, but if you guys enjoy it, guess what, we'll do more of this style of video on the channel. So thank you for watching, thank you for the support, guys, thank you for everyone who partaked in today's video that was in it. That is anyone in the Discord, anyone who jumped into the voice that was brave enough. Thank you for all of you guys, and everyone else that did jump in and did help out, but obviously couldn't make the cut, because obviously we don't want to make the video too long. So thank you for all the support, thank you for everything, and until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.